Thanks for tuning into the channel. So today we're going to be talking about Turo and some options when it comes to insurance. So I'm going to let you know what I have and what I use. Now I do have another video talking about Lula. So there are different options. So if you haven't seen that video, feel free to check out Lula because it might be a great fit for you. But the one that I personally have for my fleet is ABI, which is American Business Insurance. Now, if you're wondering the cost, and it is different than, let's say, Allstate, Geico, and the reason I don't have like a company like, let's say, State Farm, Allstate, those type of insurance companies that you're familiar with, from what I know, they're not really liking the idea of you putting your car out there to rent. So usually they're not going to cover you, they find out. If you do have your car on Turo and you have an insurance company like that, if they were to find out, there's a possibility that they could drop you. At least that's what I've heard when I did my research and everything. So I stayed away from that because I didn't want to have any of those situations happen to me. So what I did, I found out about American Business Insurance. I found out about Lula. I found out about some of the options for individuals like myself that are doing Turo. And the reason this works for me is that the vehicles that I have on my Turo page, I only use them for Turo. So I have my own personal vehicle that I do not share. And for that vehicle, I have regular insurance. But for the ones that I am sharing, that I am putting out there to rent to make money, I don't use for personal use at all. And that's why American Business Insurance or Lula will work for an individual like me. Now, I am looking into switching it up because I've heard about Liberty Insurance doing something where you can drive your fleet vehicles while they're not on rent. That seems like a pretty cool option because that's a nice option to have. But I'm doing more research on that, so I'm not ready to talk about it. But that is a possible video to come. And if that is the case, I think that'll be awesome for a host like myself. So if you're thinking about doing Turo or you're already a host and you're worried about what insurance to get and you don't know all the options, here are some options. Lula, so check out that video. American Business Insurance. Now it starts at, full coverage is starting at $89 per car. So that's how much you're going to be paying. And now you're wondering, what do you get with that? So when your car gets booked on Turo, you'll still need to use one of the insurance plans that Turo offers while the car is rented. And there's 4 different ones. I use the 75 plan. Of course, choose the one that you think is best. For me, that's the one I think makes sense. It does have a deductible of $250, but if anything happens while the car is booked, it's going to get covered through Turo, as long as you're doing everything that Turo says to do. Check those driver's license, make sure you're taking photos, make sure you're following the guidelines with Turo. That way you're protected in case of event of something happening while the car's on the road. But when the car's not booked, you still need insurance, especially if the car is financed. So that's where American Business Insurance comes in. It's going to cover the car while it's not booked. Now, it's only going to cover it for business use. So it's not going to cover if you're going to the grocery store or if you're going to work, things like that. It's just not going to cover it for that. It's going to cover it like, let's say the car needs new tires or it needs maintenance like an oil change, tire rotation, things like that. You can drive it to the shop, the dealership or maintenance shop, wherever you decide to go. It'll cover it while it's on the road up to 250 miles. So if you're going to drive more than 250 miles, then you're not going to be covered. So you got to make sure that, when you are getting the car service and you're using it for business use, like getting it washed, things like that, you're doing it to areas close to you so you don't go over the miles. So that's very important. So we're going to go down here and go a little bit more in depth about ABI. So you're going to see that ABI also, I'm a Turo host, but there's also other platforms to share your car like Getaround and others. So it works for that. So it works for any platform that has car sharing. And there's some other requirements. So when it comes to GPS, so ABI is going to track the miles to make sure you're staying within their guidelines. And they have 2. They have pastime GPS tracking and they have the one-step GPS. That's the one I have in all the vehicles. So it works great. I know where the vehicle is at all times. I know the current miles on the vehicles. So at least, you have that peace of mind if someone tries to steal the car and stuff like that. It'll be easier to track down. Now, if they were to unplug it, you will be immediately notified. Now, it does cost $14 a month. You do have to have this. and the tracking device does cost $100, but it's yours. So you're gonna pay a one-time fee of $100, then you're gonna be paying $14 a month plus the $89. So you would add those together. So you're gonna pay a little bit over $100, but at least you're covered while the car's not on rent. You can use it for business use, like getting the maintenance done, and you're also gonna have a tracker. You know where your car's at all times. So I think that's a nice peace of mind. You know where your car's at. You know what the miles are on the car. You know how many miles the guests are driving your vehicle and things like that. So I think it comes really in handy. And with that, you'll have the app on your phone. You'll get notifications, like if they unplug it, anything like that. All that is going to be on your phone, on your app, so you know where your car's at all times, like I said earlier. And basically, that's what I'm using right now for my vehicles. Hopefully that helps you out. If you want to check out Lula, I made a video on that one. And I'm going to see what I can find out about Liberty. And I plan to make a video on that soon. So hopefully I get some good information on that. So hopefully this helps you out if you're already a Turo host and you're not sure what to do when it comes to insurance, or if you're thinking about becoming a host and you're curious about what insurance to go with. I am a Turo host and this is what I use. So just want to let you know, thanks for watching. Please smash the like button, support the channel, subscribe. And if you do me a favor, there's a link on the bottom. It's my eBay store, Hidden Surprises. I got some cool stuff on there. If you don't mind, check it out. You might see something that you like. Thanks for watching again.